So first thing is we need to declare a collection. I want to declare a collection of row type. Type emp rows is table of emp percentage row type. So now I declared a collection. Type emp rows. What is the type here? What type of collection it is? What type of collection it is? It is an index by table, or it is a nested table, or it is a VRA. What type of collection it is? It's a nested table. So now I need to declare that variable. Emp rows is equal to emp rows with null. So now initialize a collection with null values. Variable A is null. Collection variable A is null because I don't have any data in my collection. I don't have any data in my collection. Now I want to load this collection, this variable from your select statement. So now declare a cursor variable. Select star from emp. Okay, I declared a collection. So now for I in C, I'm using the directly cursor for loop and end loop. Okay, so now I want to add a collection to this variable. I'm declaring a variable for collection, this one. So here I declared a variable. So this is for the loop index. So the collection index always starts with a 1. In the last class we have seen, okay, the collection index. So the in a dot first will give you the index, the first index value. So this is the 1. So now I want to add a values. Where is the value? I want to add a values to a of j. A of j is equal to I. So what is the meaning of a of j is equal to y? What is I? What is the value of I here? What is the value of I here? What is I? No, I is not 1. No, it's not 0. It's not null. What is I? It's not select statement. EMP values. What is the meaning of EMP values? What an I contain? Yeah, EMP values is right up to 50%, but what about the rest of the things? What is I here? Yes, I is the first row of C. Cursor for loops. I will be C percentage row type. C percentage row type. Okay, I will be C percentage row type. So what is C? C is your select star from employee. So I contains the every row of C. So now I'm assigning I value. I means a complete row of employee table to A of G, A of J. So what is the value of J? J is 1. So at the first element of a collection, I'm assigning one row. I'm extending J is equal to J plus 1. I'm extending J is equal to J plus 1. So that means for every row, I'm incrementing J and assigning a row to J. Okay, so what is happening here? I'm loading the data from select statement. So what is the select statement we have? We have select statement in C. What is the C here? Select star from employee. So now this C contains the percentage row. So this value I'm assigning to I. Everybody is clear or no, please? So this is loading the data into collection. Everybody is clear, yes or no, or anything wrong in this one? Everybody is clear or anything wrong in this one, or please let me know. Please. Shalini, Anila, Harita, Ashok, Avinash, Mahesh, Shweta. Okay, so we are getting the data from cursor. Every row we are getting the every row into I. That I value I'm assigning to j. Is this right or anything wrong in this one? Is this right or anything wrong in this one? Is this right or anything wrong? Why it is wrong? Why it is wrong? I is row type. Yeah, that's fine. So then I is row type. Okay. So what is the wrong in this one? So why it says that wrong? We are assigning to a number. So what is A? What is A? What is the element data type? How we declare a collection? We declare a collection with what is the data type? See here. So we declare a collection with EMP percentage row type. What is the EMP percentage row type? Every element of collection is one row. So I can assign a row to an element, right? Here the collection is percentage row type collection. Okay. So percentage row type means percentage row type collection. That means each element of a collection is percentage one row. So that row A of j is equal to I. I'm assigning that row to A of j. So then is everybody is clear? Everybody is clear or yes or no, please? Everybody says it is right. That means nobody studied in the last class. Okay. See here. What is the number of elements in this collection A? What is number of elements in this collection A? What is number of elements in the collection A? 0. So here we are assigning value to a collection. Is it possible? Is it possible to assign a value to a collection beyond the number of values specified in the declaration? No, right? We need to extend that collection. See here the number of elements in the collection is 0. Okay, that means if you want to add any value to this collection variable A, we need to extend it. So the number of variables in the collection is A here. So if you want to add values, we need to extend it. A dot extend. A dot extend and A of j. So what is j? J is a loop index. That means a collection index. The collection subscript j. So the subscript is always start with a 1. Subscript always starts with a 1. So now A of j. So j value is 1. So A of 1 is equal to I, first row. So j is incrementing by 2. So the next again I'm extending for second element and A of j. So now the j is 2. A of 2 is equal to second row. A of 3 is equal to third row, fourth row, fifth row and sixth row. So similarly here I'm assigning all the values. So now here I'm displaying for x in A dot first to A dot last. So now here is each element. I'm printing just only A of x. A of x is a percentage row type. Percentage row type. So out of that percentage row type, I'm printing ename. I'm printing ename. So similarly, job. See here. Smith, Allen, Watt, Jones, Blake, and all this information. Okay. See, the first thing is, okay. So now we declared a collection type. Yes, where do you declare a collection type? We declare a collection type variable with null or values. So now I declared a cursor for loading into this A. Okay, in a loop. For every row from the C, I'm extend the collection and A of j is equal to I and j is equal to j plus 1. So I extended, I loaded the data. This piece is for loading data into collection. Everybody, is it clear? Yes or no, please? Everybody, is it clear? Yes or no, please? Okay, so once the data is available, once this part is done, so that means I have the data in the collection. Okay, so now once the data is available in the collection, I am displaying that information. Okay, or I can simply yes, let's delete this table. Okay, there is no data in the table. So now there is no data in the table. So now I want to insert the data into EMP BKP table. See, there is no data in the EMP BKP table. Okay. Okay, so EMP manager info. I have the data in the EMP manager info. I'll show you EMP salary info. So now there is no data in the EMP manager info table and there is no data in the EMP salary info. So let's see. EMP MGR info and similarly EMP salary info. I don't have the data in the table. Okay, so now my program is I have to write a program to copy the data from my employee table, this employee table, to these two tables. Write a program. I need to write a program to display the data from the employee table to these two tables. How to write a program? Info table using collections. Using collections. Write a program for loading data from employee table to EMP MGR info, EMP salary info table using collections. Everybody, is it clear? So what I'm thinking here it is. So here instead of displaying in this program, I'm just displaying the data. Okay, here instead of displaying, simply we can load the data into these two tables. So one table data I need to load into two tables. Okay, everybody. Yes or no, please? Yes or no, please? Yes. So let's start writing a program. Anybody write? Set server out to turn. So the declare begin end. And one thing I'm telling in every class, here I'm not writing the exceptions. You need to practice every program with an exception. Type EMP rows is table of EMP percentage row type. So collection type declared and a variable is declared. So now I'm writing a cursor for I in C. So here I'm writing the, instead of C, I'm directly putting the select statement here. That is also correct. Same thing. In the cursors, while declaring the cursors, I told you. So instead of writing cursor, I can write a select statement here itself. And loop. Now I need to extend a dot extend. Yes, extended. And a dot a of j is equal to I. So I'm loading the data into collection. J number of 2 is equal to 1. So now a dot extend and j is equal to j plus 1. So now I have the data. Okay, so now I have the data. So now I can check it. I can check it whether this program is working fine or not. Just I'm printing. Okay, so now it's a printing. So now here I want to load the data into table. Now where we have the data? We have the data in our A. We have the data in A, but we can write into insert statement. Insert into EMP manager table. So how many columns are there? Employee number, ename, MGR and MGR name. Insert into EMP MGR info. So values, I'm inserting only 3 columns. A of X is my first row in my collection. Dot employee number, comma, A of X dot ename, comma, A of X dot MGR, comma, null. So manager name populated with null. Okay, so now the next one is insert into EMP sal info values. So values is employee number, ename, daily salary and yearly salary. So A of X dot employee number, comma, ename. So A of X dot ename, comma, A of X dot salary by 30. That is our yearly salary. So now daily salary, A of X dot salary into 12 is my employee salary. See, completed successfully. So now if you see here, now the data got loaded into this table. Simple. Okay, what I did it is, so here first thing is, the first step is we declare a collection type and declare a variable with values, unloaded the data and we processing the data. Processing in our example we are doing here. We are not processing anything, just we are directly displaying back into a table. So first we loaded the data into this collection and then we loaded the into your tables. Everybody is clear? Yes or no please? Yes or no please? Okay, so we need to see the steps. So here we can write any code. Once you have the data in the collection, once you have in the data in a collection, we can do whatever operations you want. You can insert, you can extend, you can do everything whatever you want. And similarly, once you have the data in the collection, we can process the data. We can process the data into tables and everything. Okay. Now let's see. Do you think is there any disadvantage in this approach? Okay. So please practice above program with VRS assignment. So I'm not telling the VRS one exactly same, but with a syntax different. Concept and everything is same. Please practice above programs with the VRS. If you have any doubts, let me know. Anybody have any doubts before going into the another topic, please? Okay, the simple one. So first thing is declare a collection type. If you want to store, see why we have to use a collection? We have to use a collection for whenever you want to store a single variable with the multiple values, then we have to go with the collection. Okay, so what is the advantage of this collection? See here, once we have the data in the collection, we can close the cursor. We can close the cursor, and then so we can process everything on the collection variable. We can process everything on the collection variable. We don't have to open this cursor. See, generally what we will do is, see, let me write the same program with the cursors. I'm writing the same program with cursors. Let's see. I'm writing the same program with cursors. Let's see. Open C. So need to check it whether the cursor is properly opened or not. Loop, n loop, fetch C into emp row. Okay, so I declare a variable emp row, fetch C into emp row, exit when C percentage not found. I'm checking the condition whether the record is available or not, C percentage not found, and end loop. Here we need to insert the data. Okay, I'm inserting the data into this one. Emp row, emp row, emp row, emp row, emp row, emp row, and emp row. See here. Okay, so now what is this? This program is also works exactly same as above program. This program and this program functionality is same. Okay, so now why here we are using the collection? Okay, so why we are using here the plain cursor? So functionality is same, but let's just assume that you have a 10 million rows in your table. You have a 10 million rows in your table. So the 10 million rows takes like at least a half an hour to process. Do you want open this cursor half an hour? Yes or no? Do you want to really want to open the cursor that much time? So one thing is we don't need to open a cursor too much long. Simply what we can do is we can load the collection and then cursor can be closed. In 10 minutes we can load the data into collection, we can close the cursor. So then once we have the data in the collection variable, so we can use for any processing. We can not only for insert, we can use for any number of times. So again we can use the same collection, I can use it for any other processing. I can use for any other processing or any number of times. I can say 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, I can process this collection. But here, if I want to, okay, so now once the data is loaded, if I want to use for again the same cursor, if I want to use again the same cursor, again I need to open. After closing, if I want to use the same data, we need to open the cursor again and again. So we don't need again here in our collections program, we don't need to reopen the same cursor multiple times. Once we have the data in the cursor, once we have the data in the collection, so once we load it into the collection, we can reuse the data in the collection any number of times. Everybody is clear? Yes or no, please? Everybody is clear with this part? Shravani, Kiran Garu. Yes, that's the advantage of the collections. The collections is very useful. Whenever we are processing large amount of data, collections are very useful. Let's see. Okay, so now the practice the same program with VRS. Do you think is there any disadvantage in this program? Okay, first thing is, okay, what is this insert statement? Who is going to execute this insert statement? Oracle server has a two engines, right? Server has two engines. Okay, so one is SQL engine and the second one is PL SQL engine. One is SQL engine and PL SQL engine. So now for the SQL engine executes for SQL statements and PL SQL engine executes PL SQL statements. PL SQL statements. Okay, so now let's consider this statement. Okay, so now what is this for loop? So who is the for loop? So for loop is a SQL statement or PL SQL statement? For loop is a SQL statement or PL SQL statement? For loop is a SQL statement. Who said? For loop is a SQL. I need to stop giving training if for loop is the SQL statement. For loop is a PL SQL, right? Okay, so the insert statement is a SQL statement. So the for loop is a PL SQL. For loop is a PL SQL. Okay, insert is a SQL statement. So let's say you have a 10,000 rows in your collection. We have a 10,000 rows in your collection. So every time for every index, so now PL SQL. So first is the for loop is the PL SQL one and the SQL. So first it enters into the loop, the for loop. This part executes the PL SQL engine. Now the insert statement, again SQL engine. So after finishing the SQL statement, again it come back to the PL SQL. Okay, PL SQL, second row, SQL, PL SQL. So here, so in a loop, if we are executing a DML statement or DML or any statement in a loop, Oracle performs a lot of contexts, lot of switch between SQL and PL SQL engines, right? So we have a lot of switch because so these statements executes by SQL engine and this for loops executes by PL SQL engine. So this executes by PL SQL and this executes by SQL engine. So if you are executing this 10,000 times, so you need to have a switch between SQL engine and the PL SQL engine. This switch is called as the context switch. So the context switch, if anybody asks you, have you heard anything about the context switch in Oracle? Yes. The context switch come into picture when while executing a SQL statement inside a loop. So the loop statements executes by PL SQL engine and your DML statements, it can be an insert or update or delete or select statement executes by PL SQL engine. So sorry, SQL engine. So there is a lot of context switch. So if you are executing the 10,000 times, that means we are going to have a 10,000 context switches between the SQL and the PL SQL engine. So that is too much problematic. So it's not a good idea. Okay. So now similarly here also 10,000 times we need to extend. We need to get I. I is a cursor. Cursor is nothing but a SQL engine. So we need to get the data from SQL engine. We need to extend the collection and we need to load it. So there is a lot of context switch between the SQL and the PL SQL engine. So this can be avoided. So the collections, Collections is good, but still we can improve the performance of the collections with the help of a concept called as a bulk collections. Bulk collections. What is the bulk collection? Bulk collections is a concept. What is the aim? The bulk collection reduces number of context switches between the SQL and the PL SQL engine. Instead of executing this insert statement in a loop, what Oracle do is it executes all inserts one time. It executes 10,000 inserts at a time to SQL engine. So there is no context switch between and SQL and the PL SQL using the bulk collections. And similarly here also, instead of loading one row at a time into collection, we can get all rows from collection into, all rows from a select statement into collection. So instead of getting all the data, instead of getting one row at a time from a collection, we can get all rows from collection into, all rows from table into collection. So what is the use of bulk collections? Bulk collections is very useful when, how the bulk collection improves performance of the collections by reducing the context switches. The context switch is nothing but a, whenever you are executing a DML statement inside a loop, so the Oracle performs a switch between SQL and a PL SQL engine. If you have a more number of the switches, it reduces your, degrades your performance. So that performance can be improved by a bulk collections. Everybody is clear? Yes or no, please? Bulk collections are of two types. Bulk collections are of two types. So one is bulk collect into, bulk collect, and the second one is for all. So for all. So bulk collect is for loading data from a cursor or a select statement into collection variable. So the bulk collect is for loading data from a cursor or select statement into collection, and for all is for loading data from a collection into table. So one is for loading data from database to collection, one is getting data from collection into table. Okay, so bulk collect and for all, bulk collect and for all statement. Okay, everybody? Yes or no, please? So bulk collections are of two types. So bulk collect and then for all statement. So the bulk collect, okay, bulk collect is one thing. So let me write a syntax of the program. Simple one. Okay, so now here is, so the cursor is, so I'm completely removing, I'm opening a cursor, open C. Okay, simple, open C and fetch C. Here I'm using the bulk collect into A. Close C. That's it. See here, say fetch bulk collect into A. So generally we will use fetch C into A. Normal. In the normal processing, what we will do is we will write like a loop. Fetch C into A, C into I, something I. Okay, so exit. So when C percentage not found. This is the normal process. C percentage not found. That's it. So we will load the data into collection in a loop statement. But as we are using the bulk collect and C, bulk collect directly into A. That's it. So and finally close C. That means at a time we are getting all the data from C into A. At a time we are getting the data from C. Okay, this is the simple. Only thing here is we need to see here is the bulk collect. There is a new syntax called as a bulk collect. Okay, and one thing is whenever you are using the bulk collect in the normal one, what we are doing here is we are extending, we are assigning, and we are incrementing. These three steps are not required. While using the bulk collect, we don't need to extend it, we don't need to declare a collection index subscript, and we don't need to assign. Automatically Oracle will do. Okay, it fetches the data from C, bulk collect into A. So all rows from C will be loaded into A here. All rows, whatever rows we have. Okay, here. Now here for all, okay, A dot first to A dot last. For all A dot first to okay, so the bulk collect for all A dot first to A dot last. So the loop and end loop are not required. Okay, so for all I. Okay, so now here is inserting value into E of X. That's it. So what we are doing here, we are inserting the data, and same thing I am writing another collection for, see here, for all syntax is for all A dot I. Okay, for all I dot X dot A dot first to A dot last. So what is the what are we doing here? We are doing for X in X dot first to X dot last. We are executing this insert statement in a loop. But here using this for all statement in the PL SQL engine, okay, it generates all the insert statements and it executes all inserts at a time. All inserts at a time. But here, so we are getting all the data from a cursor into collection at a time. So is this a good or bad? Okay, first thing is everybody is clear with this bulk collections. Everybody is clear with the bulk collect and for all statement. Okay, in a loop, see for all statement, so fetching bulk collect will get the data from cursor C into A at a time, and for all statement syntax is everything is same, but we have like a for all keyword, the for all insert statement. That means whatever, how many number of elements are there in this collection, for every element Oracle generates one insert statement, all inserts executes at a time. So instead of executing one insert at a time on the database, it executes bulk of insert statements. So there is no need to have the context switch between these two. Everybody is clear? Yes or no, please? Yes or no, please? Everybody is clear? See here, I don't have the data in the table. I don't have the data in this table also. I'm executing this program. Shravani Gar, is it clear? A dot first. Shravani Garu.
సార్ ఫస్ట్ లో 4 స్టెప్స్ చెప్పారు కలెక్షన్స్ ని ఎట్లా లోడ్ చేయాలి అని. అది స్టెప్స్ ఒకసారి చెప్పరా సార్, మిస్ అయ్యాను.
ఒక్క నిమిషం అండి. I did not declare a cursor. That's it. It's a completed. See, whenever you refresh, I'm getting the data. Okay, see, what is the advantage of the bulk collections? Advantage of the bulk collections is to improve the performance. How we are going to improve the performance? So by reducing the context switch. What is the context switch? So changing the execution engine from SQL to PL SQL. So when this can happen, whenever you are executing a DML statement in a loop, that's not good, because I don't want to execute 10,000 insert statements. See, in the for all also 10,000 executes, but the thing is this 10,000 executes one time, there 10,000 executes each one time. So executing all in once, executing each separately. So that makes you the difference. So we don't need to change the context switch between the SQL and a PL SQL. Everybody is a clear? Yes or no, please? Yes or no, please? Yes. Okay. So now here, so the 5 steps, basically 5 steps. First thing is we will declare a collection and declare a variable with null or value. See here. Okay, in this program, first I declared a collection. Okay, and then I declared a variable a with collection type, with initialized with null values using the constructor function. First two are clear. Now we will load the data from a select statement or programmatically into collection. Yes. So now we are loading the data from a collection. So where is the collection variable? A is our collection variable, and we are loading the data, this collection variable, from this fetch statement. Yes, we are loading this collection, and we can process. Once you have the data in the A, yes, we can process everything, whatever you want, we can process everything, and finally loading back into a table using the for all statement. We are loading back into a table. So first thing is declare a collection type, declare a variable, and the load the data, and then finally loading back into a table. So between, after loading and loading back into a table, we can do processing. One minute. Okay, so we can load back into a table. Shravani garu, clear? Yes or no, please?
Yes,
Anybody
sir.
have any doubts?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yeah, I'm modifying the same program. So the bulk collect can be used for a select statement also. So here I'm not writing this cursor, and I'm not writing this, and I'm not writing this. So here select star into select star bulk collect into syntax into A from EMP. So here see this syntax. So generally we will use select star into A. So what is the meaning of select star into A? So whenever you are using the select into statement, it returns only one value. If it returns more than one value, what type of exception we will get? We will get when the select into statements returns more than one row. What is the exception name we will be getting when a select into statement returns more than one row?
Too many rows.
Too many rows error. Okay, so that can be solved by using a bulk collect. So we don't need to declare a collection also. Sometimes if it is a single select statement, we can directly use a select star bulk collect into A from employee. So the same thing, this is also the same thing. I roll back it, there is no data, and here also I have no data. Okay, so now I'm executing the same program. That's it. So you will see the data in the table. That's it. So that's why I told you Bulk collect is for loading data from a cursor or a select statement into collection. Cursor or select statement. Whenever you are using the select statement, we can use the select into statement. Select star bulk collect into A. Select star bulk collect into A from employee. Okay, everybody. Yes or no, please. Okay. Now, okay. So now here, this is the collection declared here. Now I want to declare this. I want to use this EMP rows in every program. See this one. Okay. So now let's see here. But please practice all the program with VRS also. Okay. Please practice this program with VRS also. Okay. I'm not telling the VRS. Please practice the program with VRS. Okay. You know the syntax. Okay. So now let's see. So this one. So EMP rows. Can I use this collection EMP rows in another program? My question. Can I use this EMP rows in another program? Yes or no? Can I use this EMP rows in another program? This variable EMP rows in another program? Yes or no? Yes or no, please? Can I use this EMP rows in another program? How, Shalini? Can I use this EMP rows in
We
another
can use it.
program? Shalini,
Collection
how?
variables, we can use it later.
What?
Collection variables, we can use it later.
I'm saying here.
Later also.
Here, in this variable. So this is the collection type, right? Can I use this collection type in another program? No, right? Variable declared in one collection cannot be used in another program. Shalini, variable declared in one program cannot be used in another program, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, see here, this variable, see, this is the variable. We can use this variable any number of times in the same program. Okay, this once you declared a variable in a program, that variable can be used in any number of times. But what I'm saying here is this variable EMP rows. What is EMP rows? EMP rows is a collection type. EMP rows is a collection type. This collection type cannot be used in another program. But I want to use. How can I use it? So I want to declare this collection. I want to use this collection multiple times in multiple programs. What can I do? Okay, if we want to use a collection type in multiple programs, that means procedure, function, package, or anywhere. If you want to use collection type in multiple programs, so we have to declare that collection type at schema level. So how can I declare the schema level? Let's see. So create or replace EMP rows is table of EMP percentage row type. Create or replace EMP rows. So now I'm declaring a create or replace EMP rows is table of percentage row type. Sorry, create or replace type name. That's the first syntax, the schema level. See, Okay, let's see. First thing is emp dot ename percentage type. First declare this with this one. Number of 4. Okay, so type emp rows is compiled. Type created with the number of 4. Okay, so type created with the number of 4. Okay, so now you can check the type. Can you put it in mute, please? See here, emp rows is a type created. Emp rows is a type created with the number of 4. That means each element is a number of 4. Okay, so let's drop type emp rows. I'm dropping the emp rows. Okay, so now emp numbers. Emp numbers is a type. Emp numbers is a type. Yes, emp numbers type is declared. So that means I declared this type at the schema level. So I can use this in any program. Okay, now I'm writing a program. This is not required. So now emp numbers. So this is emp numbers because that is the type I have already declared at the schema level. Emp numbers is the type. So now I declare directly a variable because type is not required. The type is already there at the schema level. Select star emp number bulk collect into A from employee. A dot first to A dot last. So now just I'm displaying only. So A of X. That's it. Where it is missing semicolon. For all is only for insert, update and delete only. EMP numbers. See, EMP numbers is displayed 7369, 7499, 7521. So it's a declared. Okay, see here A, but what is this EMP number? So, okay, so here this is clearly indicates that it is a collection, but I don't know whether it is a nested table or it is a VRA or it is indexed by table. Okay, first thing, it is not indexed by table because initialization is not required for a index by table. Either it is a VRA or it is a nested table. So you can go to your types, you can see what type of it is. So EMP numbers. See, I declared EMP numbers at the schema level. I declared EMP numbers at the schema level. So now the variables, you can declare the variables any number of times. You can declare that any number of times. A variable says any number of times. Everybody is clear? So rest of the things are same. Okay, rest of the things are same. See here. So we'll declare a collection type. If you declare a collection type at the schema level, we can declare a variables in your other programs. In any program, you can write in whenever you want. In a procedure or in a function or everywhere you can write a variable type. Everybody is clear, or anybody have any doubts, please? This is creating a collection at schema level. Whenever you are creating a collection, create or replace type name is table of number of 4. That is the very important thing. Yes or no, please. Sometimes we have to create a types with collections at the schema level. Whenever you are creating a collection at the schema level, you need a create or replace. That is not required when you are creating within the PL SQL. Okay, everybody. So how to declare a collection type at the schema level with table percentage row type, that we will discuss in the next class. Okay, it is not working, right? So that we will discuss in the next class. We have to do some different treatment for that one. emp number percentage type. We have to do this in a different ways. That we will see in a next class. Okay, everybody. So please practice every program with VRS. Okay. Yes or no, please. Anila, Ashok, Avinash, Harita, Kiran, Mahesh, Shalini, Shravani, Shweta, everything is clear? Yes. Please go through it. If you have any issues, and please let me know. Okay. So please remember these 5 steps. First thing is declare a collection type, variable, loading the data, and process. That's it. Okay, sir. See you tomorrow at same time. Okay. See you tomorrow at same time, and please practice every program with VRS. Okay. Tomorrow we will see one more last example for nested table. Index by table. Index by tables are very rare. Then we will see tomorrow.